So moments ago, President Trump joined Fox and Friends discussing a wide range of topics, including the late South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham and the current status of the war in Iran.
Let's go to Lucas Tomlinson, who is live outside the White House. The president was calling from upstairs, and there you are out on his lawn.
That's right, Stephen. The president honored his great friend, the late Senator Lindsey Graham, saying he was one of the few politicians who could reach across the aisle and speak to Democrats.
He was a great guy. He was a great politician, actually. People don't understand. He really was. He was able to bring people together. If I needed a Democrat, he could usually produce that Democrat if I had to have him in an emergency. He was a great politician and a great gentleman. It really ended up being a great friendship, and it's very hard. He's like he really became like a member of the family in a sense, and he was just somebody that was very special. You don't have people like that. You don't see them often.
High praise there from President Trump about his friend, late Senator Lindsey Graham from South Carolina. And Ainsley, you asked a question of the president about Pickaxe Mountain. U.S. and Israeli intelligence think that Iran moved some of its enriched uranium from Fordo, from Natanz to Pickaxe Mountain, this site south of Tehran around the Natanz region. And you asked President Trump, would he strike this suspected nuclear facility? Here was his answer, and he reacted to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu talking about this intelligence to the press. We
have the finest, because of Space Force, we have the greatest cameras in the world focused on. We know exactly what's going on. But, no, I heard Bibi announce that. I said, why didn't you just tell it to me? Why do you have to announce it to the world? I know exactly what's going on at Pickaxe. It's not a big problem. We took out their nuclear sites, and we'll have to take out Pickaxe if we don't make a deal. If we don't make a deal, we'll take it out very easily.
So the president there threatening Iran, saying absent a deal, he will order an airstrike on Pickaxe Mountain. He also sounded a little irked there with the Israeli prime minister talking about this intelligence, talking about Pickaxe Mountain to the press and not dealing with him directly, guys.
I think that's a good way to put it, Lucas. He was a little irked.
Hey, Lucas, what kind of munition has to penetrate Pickaxe Mountain? What do we have?
Something big.
Well, we saw the massive ordnance penetrators used. Only the B-2 stealth bombers can carry that. There's some talk about how deep Pickaxe Mountain is compared to Fordo, compared to some of the other nuclear sites that were hit last year in Operation Midnight Hammer. Of course, you could stack those bombs up. You know, if one bomb goes 200 feet below the Earth's surface, through that granite or that dolomite, you could have another bomb come in on top of it. There's also a ground force option. The National Mission Force, comprised of members of SEAL Team 6, the Ranger Regiment, the Air Force's 24th Special Tactics Squadron. There is a ground force option to go into the site and potentially extract the highly enriched uranium. That'd be a very risky operation, but it's one that's on the books. You heard, Brian, you asked about what are some of the plans that Admiral Cooper, the CENTCOM commander, had presented to the president, and those are certainly in discussion.
Lucas, thanks so much. All right. All right, thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you on radio shortly. Steve, good job.
I'm going to tune in.
Okay, good.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.